Hi everyone, this is episode 8 of Medical Billing Blueprint, and I hope you all are doing good. It's been a long time. I believe I haven't recorded for the last 2 weeks or so. Uh, couldn't get a chance to do so actually, so now we did, and we'll be actually learning today about how to build your own medical billing company. So this is an episode about those people who actually wanted to start a kickstart. They are struggling from it. They don't know how to take it, the first step, and people who are just, they are talented, but they are, even though they are ready to take the risk, but unfortunately they don't have the exact right path or maybe steps to understand what exactly they need to do initially. So you don't need a big office to build a real business. I would say one client can start you with everything. That's all you need to go with. And most of the businesses don't fail, I would say, because of the lack of the money. It's not about the investment. They fail because people do try to grow too fast. You know, like most of the people will, when I started, even though, with few of the identities, in the past few years, what happened is, everybody wants like to scale initially. They wanted to go with, $1 million client and I could just scale everything. That's not how it goes. Either if you are lucky enough to have that and you have the resources to take care of that kind of account, you can start with those obviously. But initially, if you are building a foundation or you're building your structure, an office, obviously, or something, you can start with the one seat. Obviously, you don't need a big office, 20 employees, huge investment. You need skill, trust, one client to start with. And that is not a big deal to have. If you know the job, you can get it done. Most billing companies start with the one provider with one specialty, one workflow that needs to be exactly same. And your goal is here to not scaling it immediately. Your goal is to go consistent, and that's how you can go. Uh, Along with that, sorry, I just had to reply for a second. And then I would say you need to build your system around you, which is very important, and that organization matters. Follow-up system, communication, partners system, reporting, and everything. This is how you will be actually, if you have a workflow, then things won't be messy. But if you don't have a workflow, then your business will get messy. So you need to avoid that. Along with that, start building up your team and start small as like a freelancer with your name, business name, AR person, credentialing sport. That's something which you can start within, with your agency with, and you don't need to hire a lot of people because you don't want to just look, most of the people I've seen that who start, they have made the biggest mistake when they're starting up. They would like to go and build the brand over there. They like to have, about 150 employees, or they're, most of the big companies out there, they like to start with a big pace, which is not right. And since like I've seen a lot of people who are just transiting into the industry, they are like, they have some of them are from real estate, some of them are from the BPU. They would like to shift into industry, and they go with a big investment, but you don't need that. You need a foundation with, I would say, to go with. You don't need a lot of, like, you don't need to go with in the healthcare, talking too many clients too fast that will, impact your communication with no process, over promising, under deliver. A bad workflow can destroy the trust, faster than bad sales. So start slow, go with it, go with the flow, and that's where your company will actually grow. And you will see you need to get the results. The communication needs to be important, repetition, and referrals. That's where you can start with. So referrals are something that you'll be getting word out of mouth from the other providers that this person do their good job, and you need to start with you. You need to get your word out there, and it's important to collect the referrals from the providers. Ask them after serving for a few months with them. Ask them that how we are treating you so far. Are we treating you good? If we are treating you good, refer us more providers, or refer us your folks out there, your colleagues. Yeah, refer us to them, and we'll be happy to help them out too. That's how you can do, and that's how you will create a goodwill for your agency out there or your firm out there. Foam is something which takes time. Obviously, that need to be providing all the solutions, but you can start with this with your company. And the communication, I would say it's more important to go with. You need to initially you need to have a better proactive communication with the providers out there. I would say keep it every time, not just initially when you're starting at 1 or 2 years of your firm. I would say keep it the rest of the eternity because people like to they have a person that they can talk to and they can share their concerns with. So the communication is the number one key to have in your company. Make sure all of the account managers are able to speak, with their in a right way with the providers, and they are available for them, in their working hours at least, and then you get the results, obviously. Now, one last advice that I can give out is don't focus on looking successful, focus on becoming valuable. You know, if you one client is served properly, they can build your future. So I would say you just need to start with small. Your reputation is your real marketing. Growth without system will become chaos, so avoid that. And the provider will stay where they feel understood. So make sure that you're learning about them. You know about them, what exactly they do. You know about their specialties. You learn about them before you just close them and get them on board. So you need to have that understanding. And if you have that, I believe you can just, if it turns out that you will have your own billing company soon, and you don't need to even go and build a huge company overnight. This is a time-taking process. It requires consistency, patience. Just build something real and stay there. That's how you can go with Guy. And, you know, I would say this is all about that we're doing here. We are actually, I'm trying to my level best to give you guys the real insights about everything in a very short period of the time so you can have the path and you can walk on it. I can give you that because I can give you a path, you can walk on it. I can teach you how to do those steps, but I can't baby spoon or something like that. I can just hold your hand and do it for you, but that's not something which I can teach you guys here. And the medical billing blueprint is going to be, I appreciate everyone who stayed through the journey and, you know, we're building something out there and we're creating billing companies. I'll be happy to, if anybody has any problem and they're mature enough to get start the business, happy to help them out to set up the business and guide them step by step to actually start, consulting, helping other providers out there in a very right manner. We're doing actually this, Remedics is actually helping other companies to grow. So we're happy to do that with you guys as well. And stay connected. Stay tuned because there are 2 episodes are coming out, which will be very, very helpful for you guys. And for those who are watching me from the first episode, I believe they are doing something good for themselves. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for taking out your time and look forward to completing this series and going with another series, maybe, inshallah. Have a good one, everyone. Talk soon.